Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and today I'm going to be going over the Silver Lining event in which the Skrymir the Lofty is added to the game, as well as a new legendary, which is only in the event key drop pool of Hyndla Frostcrown. So first things first, let's go over the silver guy, or the Skrymir guy. Basically, his trait stones, as with all epics when they come in, they cost 400 glory instead of 300, but they come with 2 arcanes, meaning that if you're specifically seeking out the trait stone, they're only 200 each, which is the cheapest you can ever get them. So if you're interested in yellow-purple trait stone, definitely a good time to go and stock up on them. The main 2 things you use them on is Herdmaster earlier on in the game, and of course the newer Divine Isabella for later on in the game. Though do keep in mind, I don't believe Divine Isabella is in the drop table at the moment. She was in an event a couple weeks back. But anyways, as far as this troop, a very interesting concept that has been needed for a while, and we finally got it. A lot of creative teams that can be made out of this guy. Not sure how viable he'll be in main teams, but definitely a pretty fun troop. He cleanses and barriers an ally, gives them a really large amount of life, particularly to things if they happen to have a boost ratio based on life. Very good on them. And then moves them to the front of the team. So you can now move any troop you want to be your frontline tank. So you can use something up front that you might initially want to be as your tank, and then after it's almost dead, you can then go move your actual tank to the front line and then use that instead. So going to be a very interesting troop. So yeah, a lot of potential with him. As for an epic, not too bad of traits for an epic. Still quite expensive to trade him, but he does have huge, and he does have a bright death, which means whenever an enemy dies, it will create a light storm. So pretty good to be used with things like explosions. So yeah. He's an elemental giant, will work pretty well with all of the other elemental giants. There are actually quite a few of them, and he's only 14 mana cost, which isn't too bad. A little bit high, but given that you're only going to be really needing his ability about once or twice, not that bad. So let's go to the event key dropping now. It is a great week to go and use event keys, other than the new legend that is available. There's also Euro Fire Mantle, and there's also the small chance of getting a Storm Shield, which is the mythic from this kingdom. The main thing you'd be wanting, though, is to get this new legend. Definitely want to get at least 1 or 2 copies. I'm going to go... Oh, of course. Really? Why? I'm definitely going to be trying to get at least 2 copies of the legend, but 0 legends, 1 mythic, I'll take it. This is the mythic that's currently in the drop pool. Do not expect to get him off of 50. It could take like 500 and you might not even get him. But we got super lucky / unlucky here. We got Storm Shield. I think this is our 3rd, 4th, I'm not even sure. But he's the highest single target true damage, which isn't really that good, mainly because there's better single target instant kills like Farish Ra. So not as big of a troop, but it's mainly used as an alternative for mass barriering, particularly on red Guild War days if you happen to need it. It can mass barrier pretty easily as with its final trait, as it gives a random barrier to your allies, and with several extra turns you just get your whole team barriered up. And yeah, that and basically just one-shots is his main purpose, though more often than not you'd be using a Farish Ra instead, or Dawnbringer. Very, very rarely would you ever throw a Jotnar Storm Shield onto your team, but we do have another copy of him, so I guess we'll take it. Not what I want that new legend. There we go, that is what I want, though I want at least 1 more copy of her. So this is the new legend that came in. She does damage to an enemy, and then half that to both the adjacent enemies, and then freeze all of them. By all of them, I assume it means the 3 that she actually hits, not the entire enemy team, just the 3 she hits, or whatever she hits. And then summons a random giant. This is basically a exact copy, well not exact copy, but the same concept of what a Highforge is. That one dwarf, the brown-red dwarf, 15 mana cost from Kazil. Essentially the same concept, except she spreads it across 3, but still the similar amount of damage. And instead of summoning a dwarf, this thing summons a giant. It's also the same mana cost, only 15 mana cost, pretty nice. Green-blue can fill some holes in various teams, though there are quite a few other pretty good green-yellow summons like Christine X and such, so it won't replace out those, but will be used within giant teams for sure. Even more so because of its final trait here, as you can see. It gives all giant allies 2 life and 2 magic on every single extra turn. This is actually why I want 2 of her, because that would be 4 life and 4 magic every single extra turn to all giants, and if your entire team is giants, well, that is a lot of stats per turn. Not only that, but she's also gaining an additional 2 life per turn just from her huge. Of course, most giants have either big or huge trait, which gives them extra HP every extra turn they do, and she indeed has huge, and that is 4 life and 2 magic for herself every single time. And yeah, pretty nice. Going to be really good with a Titan hero class fully traded if you happen to have it. So let's go get ourselves another copy of it. Hopefully it won't take us too many. Hopefully we'll get it within however many event keys we have left. And there we go. That's exactly what I need. And I guess we'll stop here. We got ourselves 2 Hyndlas. We actually did really good. We got 0 Yarrows, which for me is actually good because I already have a max, obviously. So we got about the most perfect drops we could have gotten. I'll take 2. I was hoping we could maybe get 3. We could always go open some more later or something. But we'll end for there for now. That's all we really need to show the teams I want to do at the moment. But yeah, definitely a pretty good week to go through event keys to at least get her, if nothing else. Anyways, let me go and fully trait her. I already forgot her name. Good job. Let me go to plan B, which is go to Stormheim. And that will easily find her, and let me go max her out, well, as max as we can get her. Luckily, this doesn't take any time at all with the new screens they have here. I'm still not used to the new screens yet. I'm also considering, someone did mention, hey, you should go use an Orb of Ascension on her to go get her to Mythic. It's tempting. It would save us a lot of keys and such. I don't think I plan on getting her to Mythic, though, so we probably won't do it, but eventually the orbs will be used. And anyways, where's the traits? Let's go get all of our traits. That's how much all of our traits cost. Let's just get all of them, and there we go, fully traded, and done. So, now that's that all done, we'll go put her into the teams and go use them. Before we do, though, let me go over all the other event-related stuff. So, let's go over to the games over here. Go over to the Soulforge. There are a couple noteworthy things in Soulforge right now. For one, I don't know if this is intended or not, but treasure gnomes are available in this red thing. Of course, the one that is available is the only one I actually got out of Vault Keys, so rip, but slightly unfortunate for us. But if you haven't gotten your treasure gnome yet, he is available right here. He's not that particularly good. He's mainly only used with yellow summoners. So that's about it. He just gains some gold, destroys all yellow gems to boost the effect, then 30% chance to run away, which essentially just means he goes away, which will leave a hole in your team, and of course with that hole you're going to want to summon something there, and the reason I say a yellow summon is because of course he destroys yellow, so you could just do that straight into a summon immediately off of his ability. Also, one noteworthy thing to also mention about him, which does make him slightly viable despite me not really ever bothering to use him, is he does have Jinx, and one interesting thing about Jinx is despite it going on for the entire battle and constantly triggering whenever a enemy takes a pair of gems or a 3-pair, it still triggers even after he's dead or has left the battle. Jinx triggers at the beginning of the battle and stays for the entire battle. It's not something that triggers per instance, like how Greedy will every single time you take gold. Jinx stays for the entire battle, so you get him in, even if he evades or if he dies, you still get that effect of having their gem mastery, which pretty much just means they have a lower mana search chance when taking 3s from the board. And other than that, there's also some pretty good drops here. You get Deckhands, you get Dark Maidens, maybe the Nobin Brothers. So yeah, if you don't have Treasure Gnomes yet, definitely go and open those red things to go get one. And the other really noteworthy thing is Fairish Ra is back once again. So if you haven't gotten yourself a Fairish Ra yet, or you want to go get more Fairish Ras, definitely go and do so. For any of you that don't know, Fairish Ra is the best single target damage in the game, being able to hit upwards of 200s if you have several Fairish Ras on the team. Very, very heavy single target damage. It's also the best soul gaining troop in the game. Not only does it have a pretty viable soul gain off of its ability, it also has the highest soul gain of 150%, and this does stack with itself. So if you had 2 on a team, that is 300% soul bonus. If 2, it's 300%, and 3 is 450%. Though realistically, you only would ever really need 3 if you're doing challenges and stuff. For PvP, the most you would ever use on a team is 1 or 2. So do keep that in mind. But yeah, definitely very highly advised to get one of these as soon as possible, because the sooner you get it and get it fully traded, the less time it'll take you to do your soul grind. So yeah, definitely highly advised. The most valuable thing you can craft out of diamonds. So if you do have the time to go and fully trade him and the resources to go and actually get him with diamonds, definitely make sure to do so. And other than that, the only other pickup here that might be worth it is maybe Famine. Famine, of course, is a bit weaker now that things have immune to mana drain, but it is still the best mana drainer in the game. That hasn't changed. And Crimson Bat, if you need a good early game true damage, it does do a very solid amount of true damage to all enemies. And it also has 2x skull damage. It's the only troop in the game that can do 2x skull damage to every other troop in the game. So kind of interesting mechanic out of that. And that's about it. Most of the other things are not really worth going for, and you can just get them naturally. Anyways, other event-related stuff. Let's go over to the actual event tab. Don't forget, Guild Wars has started again, so don't forget to go set your teams and all that kind of good stuff, and upgrade your Sentinels and all that. 10% to all Stormheim, 10% to all Giants, so Stormheim Giants are absolutely insane this week. You get 400 gold for whenever using a what's that? Skyrim? Skyrim? Skyrim! Skymer. Skyrim. Whenever you use a Skyrim on your team. But yeah, whenever you use a Skymer on your team, in Explore you'll get 400 more gold. So if you want to go gold farm and Explore instead of PvP, you can. Though you probably don't want to, because this week's event is kill a bunch of yellows in PvP. So you're definitely going to want to make sure to do that. Only 300, so it should be a pretty easy week. It also has a lot of event keys. So if you're lacking on some event keys, you can actually get 12 for free just from killing a bunch of stuff in PvP. And you could even buy a little bit more with the gems that it has too. So pretty nice drops this week, given that it's a pretty heavy event key week. They've been doing this deliberately lately, I noticed, actually giving out event keys on the event weeks where there's something in the drop pool where you'd want to use event keys on, like the weeks whenever they add a new legend. It's actually really cool that they do that, so you can get some free keys that way. Anyways, let's go and use some teams now, finally. So I definitely have quite a few plans. Let's go right into our revenge battle, and this one I've been having a lot of fun with so far this morning. Hopefully it works the first time, though this is the main PvP team I've been using, so it might fail to this, as that is actually a really solid team. But hopefully it will not. So, Hydra. We are finally using a possibly viable Hydra team. I never thought I'd actually see one, but yes, Hydra is kind of viable now, as weird as that may seem. Basically, what we're going to be doing is using this guy to move our Yagwe. I'll just keep making it even worse every single pronunciation. But we're going to move our Yagwe all the way to first slot whenever this starts getting low. So we're going to deliberately let it die down some because it has a boost ratio on its life that is missing. So if we can get it down to missing 50 life, that's 100 additional damage right there. We then move this thing all the way to front line. A boost ratio is based on its life. So we're just going to move that all the way to the front and have a gigantic tank there. One other interesting synergy is this gives barrier, and the way that Reflect works, as well as other various things, is when something hits you on your barrier, they're still doing the damage. You always still see that damage splat. It's why Dracula still gains HP whenever it hits something on barrier. But we can also do that to our advantage, because he will still reflect that 25% damage, even when he takes 0 damage from being protected by a barrier. So he's going to be moved all the way to the front and be able to just do basically just a free poke of damage to them when they do a skull poke. So we get a lot of value out of them taking skulls. So this is a really good team for the enemy to be taking skulls. Yet another skull counter added to the game when skulls are already pretty bad. But I do really love this synergy combo. Not something I would really be using as a main team, as Hydra still is not really that realistic for using in main teams. But at least it's starting to get somewhat better. So as you can see, it is almost dead. I think I am going to go and give it cover now, just because I don't want to push it too much. He has Infernus, and Infernus does so much damage that even at that HP value, it could probably die. So what we do now is move this all the way to front. It now has barrier. He's going to take that skull, and as you can see, he does get damage from that off of our barrier, yet we still took 0 damage. And now with that HP buff, we got our damage buff, so we can go throw this down, do a very large amount of damage, then clean it up with Hydra, and basically repeat until we win. And look at that nice HP value. Hopefully he cleanses that burn like now, because yeah, at least we'll get one really solid Hydra cast right there. Only 2 HP. I don't have any cleanse or anything. I guess I could go throw this and hope we get an extra turn. But at this point, I think we're better value just to throw the Hydra down for insanely good damage. It does die to the burn there, unfortunately. Hydra dying is pretty common because you need to deliberately get it to a low HP, and that can obviously backfire if they just randomly get a big burst of damage. And yeah, he has Infernus, and that is one of the biggest bursts that there is in the game right now. So, not much for movement right here. He's going to get... Both his converts are really amazing. So, I don't even know what we should do here. I'm almost leaning towards just doing this just to protect him. So, we'll do that. I actually went for the Mercy there, which I think helped us more than if he would have just went for his cast initially. But we're down to 21 HP. I don't think he has any alignment here. We could very easily lose this at this point. But yeah, Divinish Bow is just insane at the moment. Very nice troop. Oh, don't, no! No! Well, that's the only bad thing about this team, too. Wasn't actually expecting us to die, but we do lose almost all our energy. Oh, I could take an extra turn there. Okay, rip. We do lose all of our all of our damage sources if our front line was to die down, which it just did. Okay, yeah. Let's give that one more shot. This isn't as big of a team, though he could still hit pretty big. But round 2. But yeah, I do love the concept of this team. As far as making it work, that is another story. But yeah, that's pretty much why Hydra never gets used. You bring it down to low HP, and then it just dies to something completely random. But we'll give it round 2. Still a fun team to mess around with, that is for sure. I'm definitely really loving this this Yalgway combo with it for sure. So at least we're getting that out of it, if nothing else. We're going to have a lot of barriers to have to tear through. If nothing else, we're going to start using this just to tear away from it. You know, I was kind of joking about this team, but he might actually be able to take us out with it. We'll have to see. But right there, we are going to need to move him up soon so he doesn't keep getting hit by it. Need him to go take that skull, so I'm just going to take a random red here. That'll still give him skull alignment, so we'll do that. I don't think it's going to be able to take enough damage due to what he currently has. Doesn't really do that much skull, so it kind of counters us out slightly. We'll go and throw, I guess, a HP buff on this thing. Move that up. Hydra, you're going to get out of that spot. I'll also keep it a little bit safer because he does such little skull damage. Right here, we're just going to get rid of those barriers. I need him to stop getting more durability already. So I'll go throw that down. We'll be able to clear that barrier out with this explosion. We can easily do that. He does not give us any alignment, but we can go for that poke. Get a little bit of mana there. And he still has his barrier, though we're barely going to get any reflect whatsoever due to his lack of skull damage. But if nothing else, we can use his skull damage to break his own barrier that he's going to do. So, gosh, I hate this team so much. I forgot how annoying it is. It's been so long since I've seen this team. And are we really going to lose twice with this? We're going to pull another one with the Sakima from last week, where when I test it, it works so amazingly off recording, and then when I do it for recording, it just wants to be infinitely horrible. So, yeah. I think I might just retreat out of simpleness of this battle, taking ages upon ages, but we'll see. Maybe we'll get some good pokes in here. If nothing else, he'll be so big after a while that we'll just win. Also, that new guy, too, do keep in mind, as with all event stuff, even if they end up dying, you still end up claiming their extra bonus. Oh, wait, never mind. It only does it for Explore. Ignore what I just said. But still, if it does die in Explore, like if you kill it out to go for a quick, like, Elspeth or something, you still do get the bonus from using it within your team. So we'll go move that over. Still got a big Hydra at the moment, though he's about to hit us out. So, yep, that's match. Rip, rip, rip. Well, I guess we'll test it more later. So, this revenge battle. Oh, it's so tempting. I gotta take it out real quick. We can't not take out a revenge battle. How can we just leave it there? Of course, this isn't... We don't get the extra 400 gold here. But I can't just leave a revenge battle. That is too much gold to pass up. For any of you that don't know, revenge battles give twice as much gold whenever you kill one out. So you definitely want to claim them whenever you can, because you're gaining twice as much for basically doing the exact same thing. You also end up getting 3 extra glory and all that stuff. Rivals do not give you twice as much, only the revenge battles. What gives you more revenge battles is whenever someone attacks your defend team and then wins against it, you will get more revenge battles because you can get them as revenges. And while the amount of gold on this page doesn't actually show twice as much, if you go check your gold before and after, it is indeed twice as much. So we got about 6,000 gold from doing that battle. And you've got to be kidding me. Why is everyone using this right now? Right when I want to test teams. I'm actually going to have to skip him. I don't want to keep doing that right now. So we'll go for this revenge then. We still get a revenge out of it. A lot of revenge at the moment. So let's go into some of these other teams, of course, using the new one. I haven't even replaced them in yet. So again, I already forgot her name. Good job. Let me just go to Giant. That'll probably be the easiest way to get to her. Did I just spell Giant wrong? Yes, I did. I did a dash. Yes, Giants definitely have a dash. So we'll go throw her in there, like the only legend here. So throw both of these in. Going to be going a little bit expensive with the Infernus, though you could easily replace that with a Valkyrie if you do not have Infernus, and replace into more of a Valkyrie-related banner, if so. Actually, we could even just go to double brown. I'm almost tempted just to go double brown at this point. Did we? Yeah, I guess we just go double brown. Let me just switch that real quick. I did like the quicker hammer there. So we'll go for this. Oh, but then again, he has Corvette. Okay, never mind. Rip. Plan already failed. Back to the previous banner. There we go. Okay. There we go. The second I see that, it's like, nope. Not today, Corvash. Not today. So we'll go take that. Banner already paying off. We'll go take the greens. I already got her full mana. Already got that. So, This should freeze all 3 that we hit. And of course, she's gaining a lot of extra magic every single time we do that. It only affects giants though, so our Infernus will not get that extra damage, but you can see she's already stacked up to 43, that is a lot. We're gaining 4 magic every extra turn she does to all giants, which is our front line, who is already going to explode every round, and these 2, which are going to be the main 2 benefiting from it. But we do that, you see the 43, and then the adjacents. Not pretty nice, and we get the triple freeze. As you can see, it freezes everything that it touches, which will most cases be 3 troops. Then we just throw the Infernus, clean up quite a bit with that. His ability does the exact same kind of pattern and damage, and wow, that is a lot of damage. We'll throw one more Infernus in there and then clean up with her, and that's match. And she's already up to 55, and we weren't even halfway through a battle. That went really, really quick. That was actually a lot quicker than I was expecting it to go. That is quite insane. Okay, let's give it round 2. See if it can win against this team. If it can win against that team, it is pretty solid. That is, of course, one of the most annoying, if not the most annoying defend team right now. So we'll go straight into that. Didn't get a surge, but we got another brown just sitting there. Only problem with constantly taking browns is we're constantly taking away the thing we need for explosions. Luckily, Infernus can clean up for that, so we'll go get an Infernus here. And that'll give our mana there. We can go get our freezes. Luckily, with his team, everything can be frozen except for the Queen Mab. So we're going to get that right here. Ooh, okay, yeah, he's starting to take the lead. Looks like we're going to lose here. We'll go take all that mana, get Infernus back up, get a freeze here. That will indeed freeze his green. No damage is going to be done, but the freezes is the main thing we need there, just to make sure he won't get any extra turns. We are frozen on 3 colors right now, but luckily she's completely unfrozen. Okay, we can take a red here, or brown surge. No, brown surge, because we don't have a +1, is not enough. How much is her damage right now? Also not enough, so I guess we go for an Infernus here. And of course, you could replace a Valkyrie there if you do not have an Infernus. Would work perfectly fine with a Valkyrie, or even just another like mana generating giant, like maybe a Sea Troll or something else that can feed into her. One other nice thing too about specifically using this against something like a Queen Mab, she does have insulated, so assuming she's not stunned, she does have immune to freeze, so he actually can't be frozen on her, which is nice. So right here, I do want to test this real quick, as I haven't gotten a chance yet. This shouldn't hit that troop. It should only hit this one and this one. Okay, and that's exactly what it does. So do keep that in mind. It only hits the exact adjacent ones. So if you end up hitting this slot and that one's empty and this one you just saw what happened. It doesn't hit that one because it only hits these 2 slots. It hits that one, and then that one for half, and then that one for half. So yeah, do keep that in mind. Go through a skull here, poke that out, go for another poke, dead. And yeah, pretty nice. Definitely has some potential. Not sure if it's really going to be some of the quickest things in the game, but definitely pretty competent amount of quick damage. Of course, we're getting half mana too, because I forgot if I mentioned this earlier, but of course we're using the Titan hero class, which starts with half mana to all giants, which of course she is a giant, so we're starting with 7 mana. It rounds down every time. So yeah, 7 mana start, pretty easy to go get her up, and then just go from there. So let's go into one final team here, and that is 4 times giants. Of course, why not go all the way? And let's go and use a troll combo. Never mind, let me go repick into not a freeze, because I did not want to be frozen with a double troll. So let's go and I still have not gotten her name. I am so bad with names. Well, to Stormheim it is. Over to Stormheim. Apply a filter. And Frostcrown. I'm just going to call her Frostcrown because there's no way I'm remembering Hyndla. Hyndla. Oh, no, actually, you know what? That's kind of catchy. I can maybe get Hyndla. Hyndla? Hyndla. I think that's correct. I think for once I'm not pronouncing it incorrectly. Anyways, let me repick this team. I don't want to deal with this again. RG. Oh no, that's too weird of a team. What even is that team? Okay, there we go. We got a revenge battle. Oh gosh, it still has freeze. Okay, fine, we'll go for it. It is a revenge. We'll risk it for it to see what happens. So, oh wait, did I not exchange? Okay, good. I was gonna say, did I accidentally not get that in there? Of course, now we got all the browns immediately. That would have been great if we still had that hammer, but still good enough board to get us going. Actually, we got first turn start, so get that going immediately. Of course, I am using a Dawnbringer here. Once again, you could technically go Valkyrie if you wanted to. Perfect replacement for what we are using there. Of course, Valkyrie would give you souls, has that blue convert, gets the extra blue as well. So pretty nice. Anyways, we got the double green. We'll throw a Dawnbringer here. We'll get our freezes on probably right there. Of course, we only freeze the 2 of them since the other one has immunity, but we still get the damage. We'll throw a Dawnbringer there for barrier, for protection. Get some freeze, throw that down. Get a double green. One nice thing about this team is we can actually stack our damage to be infinite on the Dawnbringer. since we're still using the giant hero class, so every extra turn we get is extra damage. So out of fun real quick, since we do seem to have a pretty competent lead, I'm going to see how much damage we can get right now. So yeah, let's go have fun with this. Let it begin. Infinite damage time. Let's go one-shot the rest of his team and see if we can actually get this to work. Oh, oh no, we didn't miss. We got the follow-up. Nice, nice. Get it going. Keep it going. Got it. We got this. How much damage are we up to? 58. Keep it going. Keep it going. Every extra turn we get. Oh, we missed. Oh, nope, we didn't miss. Got a map too. Keep it going. Keep it going. There we go. Don't miss. You got this. How much damage are we up to? 66. Keep going. You're good. You're good. You're good. Keep going. Here we go to 10 maps. Let's go to 10 maps. There we go. Forgot how loopy trolls are when they're not frozen anyways. One freeze would completely ruin this, obviously. Okay, I think we reached the end of the line. That is a horrible board to try to do this on. Just for fun, though. Let's see if we get it. Okay, yeah, we ran out of luck there. But we got it. Blue's going. There we go. It's not over yet. 82 damage. Yes, it is. Okay, let's just end it. You get the point. And 82 damage right there. 83 on this. If we wanted to, we have all the damage in the world. And down it goes. So that's pretty much that team. That one I could see being realistically viable. For the obvious reason. Might be a little slow, though, but at least it gets that half mana start. One thing to note is every troll in this game is considered a giant, so that was a 4x giant team. There's a lot of synergies you can get with this Titan hero class. Pretty decent. If you haven't gotten it fully traded, highly advise doing so. You get it fully traded off of red-blue arcane trait stones, which you get from Mist Scales, so good idea getting that up. Works really good with the new Hyndla, works really good with every troll in the game. There's a few other niche instances you can use it for too. But anyways, guys, that is pretty much everything. We'll be, of course, messing around with a lot more streams later tonight. Also, don't forget, Guild Wars has started up again. So once again, don't forget to go set your defend teams, do the Sentinels and all that. Main reason I'm reminding, I normally don't, but of course, now with the tri-weekly schedule, it's kind of weird because it's once every third week now, so a little bit different than normal. So just the normal reminder. Also, don't forget to get a fair straw if you haven't. Definitely the best thing you can craft with diamonds, so good idea to go do that if you can afford it by the end of this week. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful week. Best of luck on the event key drop pulls if any of you are going for it. And also, one last thing to mention, this Friday is the beginning of Bounty Hunter. So yeah, we'll see what's up with that, and cover that, and see what we'll actually get out of it. So anyways, goodbye everyone. I'll see you all later.